will be reading out the questions now, one by one. And once I read the question, the person who has written the question will just stand in their place and raise their hands, please. So the first question, with your permission, sir, with His Holiness, the first question is, I have seen so many poor people happier than the rich ones. Is there any connection between happiness and wealth? Mr. Jairam from Sarvodaya Bal Vidyalaya, Keshavpuram.
Oh yes, certainly. I think wealthy people, generally speaking, I think due to the better facility, I think their family, generally speaking, are more happier. But sometimes, you see, as I already mentioned, you see, wealthier people, you see, more wealth, more money, more worry. Then one occasion, I was in Spain, because I think Spain. I met one Catholic monk. The organizer of my visit, they told me that Catholic monk spent 5 years in hermit life in the mountain. When I met him, I asked him, what kind of meditation, what kind of practice last 5 years in hermit life? He answered me, he meditated on love. And he mentioned that in his eye, something special significance. So he no pay attention for material sort of facility, just hermit life. Tea and bread, very few normal meal. But he remained there 5 years and feel very, very happy. So this shows the material wealthy, because of wealth, not very sure whether really can bring happiness, long-lasting happiness. Big question. So, as I already mentioned, real wealth is mental level wealth. That brings happiness. Material wealth, not very sure. More anxiety, more desire, and more jealousy, more sense of competition. As a result, more stress, like that. Yes, next question.
The second question is from Mrs. Neelima Puri, PGT.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Neelima Puri from SKV Shaktinagar number 1. And her question is, I think happiness comes from being satisfied with what we have in our own lives. Does that mean we should stop being ambitious?
Oh. Contentment, key factor. Desire, greed, you see, no limit. So always anxiety, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more. So contentment, very good. But at the same time, I think basic our necessity is useful. Now, for example, here, without contentment, so we have this physical. We must also have the facility to maintain our health or our physical. So this material thing, very good, but at the same time, too much sort of desire, discontented, not good, a source of suffering. Yes?
The next one is from Mr. Deep Chand, mentor teacher. In today's materialistic world, children are lacking values, and thus the image of society is declining day by day. In the current scenario, what should be the role of a teacher?
Now you already, notice inner value, happiness is the key factor. So in order to achieve happiness, the happiness two levels, sensorial level happiness and mental level happiness. Now materialistic sort of life, just some short temporary sort of happiness on sensorial level. Now we must, then that, when mental level much disturbed, too much stress, then sensorial level sort of happiness experience will not tackle our real worry. But mental level, once you achieve happiness, that's more stable. So then sensorial level, even some difficulties there, even some pains, mental level, peace, happiness, that can subdue. Other way, mental levels sort of cannot subdue by physical pressure, physical sort of happiness, like that. So now you already now paying attention about these deeper value. So now you should now study, think more, as I already mentioned. Now you already start, I think, good beginning. So it takes time, a lot of contemplation. And in order to carry contemplation, you need knowledge. There are three levels of knowledge. One level of knowledge, hearing, through reading. Then that not much affect our emotion. Then second level of knowledge, those things which you already know. Now think by yourself, analyze. That we call analytical meditation, or vipassana. That brings conviction. The first level, you have some knowledge, but some other sort of different sources come. Then you dilemma whether this is true or other one true. The second level of knowledge, you yourself analyze, then bring conviction. Now that someone say that's wrong, or you ready to say, no, I think 1,000 times, and through reasoning, so I have full confidence now this is right. Now that knowledge, then familiarize, that conviction, familiarize. Then third level of knowledge, that is deeper experience. That really affect our emotion. That's way, not easily you should change our emotion through constant effort, daily basis. From early morning, think this time, then daytime, think more, even your dream time. You see, some cases, you see the thinking is in the same way. Sometimes you may develop some deeper understanding in dream time. That also will happen. So like that. So these things, familiarize and think more. Now like the quantum physics, very, very helpful. Now, my understanding about quantum physics, even my daily meditation, I also use quantum physics. Nothing exists as appears. There is big gap, appearances and reality. All our destructive emotion based on appearances. So the antidote of that, go deeper way, then according to quantum physics, is the external thing. If you go deeper, nothing there, only observer. The modern quantum physicists from the West, they still do not know where is observer. Now in this country, India, over 3,000 years, 4,000 years, you see, investigate where is observer. So you found Atma. Then Buddha come, oh, no Atma, Anatma theory. So these are, actually, you see, through investigation and then tackle destructive emotion based on appearances. So my American friend, Aaron Beck, he have, so I think a few decades dealing with people who was much sort of disturbed their mind due to anger. Then he, few decades, I think at least 3 decades, he treated such people. And his conclusion, he told me, when person develop anger, the object to which that person feel angry appears very negative, but actually 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. So that mental projection, mental sort of exaggeration, entirely depend on appearances. So the antidote, go deeper way, nothing there. So these modern, scientists, you see, they, if we ask where is observer, no answer. In this country, over 3,000 years, really investigate where is observer. On that basis, the theory or concept of life after life come. Jain philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, as I mentioned earlier, one part of Sankhya philosophy, no creator, but ourself, the soul or the self, no beginning. So life after life. So with that, theory of karma also come. Yes, next question?
Yes. This last question is from myself itself. You have been awarded with the Nobel Prize for Peace for your work in encouraging understanding between different religions and encouraging people and countries to care for one another. His Holiness, what is enlightenment and how to achieve it?
Karsa, what? What question? Of course, only way is not through prayer, but through training our mind. I think I myself, when I was young, as I mentioned earlier, very reluctant to study, so full of ignorance. Then gradually I developed genuine interest and enthusiasm. And now even these days, old person, but whenever I have time, I read these books mainly wrote by Nalanda masters. So, I think each day reading these books and contemplate, you see, my ignorance reduces. So that also, you see, the beginning of enlightened that way. There's certain deeper experience. So, as a result of last now 40, 50, 60 years, some experience now begin to start, right? So that's the way more sort of enlightenment or more wisdom come, more deeper understanding, combined with altruism, understanding deeper level, and motivation, not just a selfish motivation, think entire sentient being. My daily prayer is so long, space remain, so long, sentient beings suffering remain, I will remain in order to serve. So that's my daily prayer, and I determined that way. So therefore, with that motivation, and then deeper understanding, what's the reality? Where is I? We can't find. So combine altruism and a deeper understanding about reality, then I think I can say physical become older, but mind become much more younger and sharp mind. So this, I think, according to my own limited enlightenment, through practice thinking, this brain still seems quite young and quite bright. Like that. So that's the beginning of enlightenment.